Hi, you guys. So I was at the grocery store and I saw this organic milk. It was on sale because it's about ready to expire in 5 days. It was a good price for organic milk, so I went to the whole milk shelf and I picked this up and brought it home. And then I discovered this is fat-free milk. This was on the whole milk shelf. I can't make yogurt out of that. Alas, I thought since it's fat-free, can I add fat back into it to make it whole milk again? And I found out you can. So I ran the math calculations. I'll attach that below if you're interested. And I need to add 2 cups of 36 to 40% milk fat. 36% is the one I chose. To a gallon of milk, 2 cups to a gallon. And that'll bring this back up to whole milk fat status. So I'm going to do that now. So down below you're going to find my instructions on how to make yogurt from scratch. Heavy bottom pot with a thermometer, and I'm going to add that 2 cups of cream now, and then the gallon of milk. So another reason I chose this milk is because it's been pasteurized, but it has not been ultra high pasteurized, and it has not been homogenized, which are both high temperature ways of pasteurizing milk. This is probably an unnecessary step, but I always do it because this is the way I was taught, and that is to bring the milk up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 82 Celsius. We'll bring it up to that temperature, and then I turn off the heat and I just let it fall to 110 degrees. And then we're going to keep it at 110 for 8, 10, 12 hours. And how you do that is up to you. I am extremely lucky in that my oven has a drying feature where I can actually dehydrate in there, and that allows me to dial in the temperature. So I'll put that on 110. If you have other features on your oven, you don't have a drying, but the bread proofing might work, or the keep warm function might work. But if you don't have either of those things, some of the old-fashioned ways, let's see how we used to do it. 2 gallons of hot water in 1 gallon container. So 2 big jugs of hot water inside of a cooler with bath towels for insulation. Then you pop the pot in or decant it into jars, leave it in there, and that'll keep it at a nice temperature. If you have a gas oven, you can leave it in the oven overnight like I'm doing now, but just leave the pilot light on. That works. You can use a crock pot or a big roaster filled with water. Decant this into different jars and let them sit in that water. And then let's see. So that is those are some bunch of ways to do it if you don't have anything fancy, or if you have a, what do you call that? One of those sous vide things. You could dial that into 110 as well. So anyway, whatever you want to do. I'm going to bring this up to 180, 82 Celsius, and then let it fall to 110. And then I'm going to take, or I'll put in the culture. So I need 2, 3, 4 tablespoons of something with a live culture in it. You could use yogurt, you could use creme fraiche, you could use sour cream, you could use buttermilk. You need something with live cultures in it. So buttermilk you buy at the grocery store anymore. If it's the regular by Kroger or whatever, it's not going to have live cultures in it unless they've added them back in. So you really need to check it. I have some flavored yogurt. I'm fine with using that. The little bit of flavor is not going to put too much flavor in here. And I also have some sour cream, so I'm going to just kind of add a little bit of both of those in there as my starter culture. Then I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them into pint canning jars and pop them in the oven. So anyway, we'll come back when we get up to temperature. So I decided to go ahead and just add a little bit more cream. I've got this off to the side, and I'm going to add in some of that sour cream I was talking about. And then I pulled the yogurt. It's a lemon curd that I'm going to use. Since this yogurt isn't done and I want yogurt, so I bought some. But here you'll see, where is it? Oh, live and active probiotic cultures. So that's what you want to look for, something similar to that on your label. The sour cream has more of a bland response, which is just cultured cream, but the cultured part means that there's live bacteria in here. This is a big restaurant size, so maybe they don't feel the need to put it on here, I don't know. But I'm going to add some of both of these. So I'm adding this now just to let it get warm, kind of acclimate. And then when this gets down to 110 and I add it back in, it won't curdle or get weird like that because it will be room temperature. So into the sour cream, and then I will add in the yogurt. All right, so we're right at 180. I just wanted you to look at this, or 82C. There's a skin just beginning to form, but can you see how the top of the surface is just beginning to dance a little bit? Like it's just about ready to break a boil, and that is when it's pasteurized. So we just bring it up to this temperature. I've now turned the hot plate off, and I'm going to just let this stay here until it gets back down to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 43 Celsius. And then I will keep it at 110 for quite a while, hours and hours and hours. The longer you keep it, the more sour it gets. So if you like a really sour yogurt, then you want to keep it longer, and I do. I think the more complex flavors add something to it. But when it gets down to 110, we're going to add in our culture and cream here. I'll probably add in some of this warm milk into there just to kind of temper it a little bit more. But now the waiting game begins. If you wanted to quick cool it, you could. You could bring it down, put it in a sink full of cold water or something if you wanted to, but I'm just going to just let it do it. It's on its own. All right, so where are we? Right now we've got the milk is down to 126. Remember, we wanted to get it to 110. But I do know it's going to cool when I add in the cultures. And also, I forgot to talk about this earlier, but if you're going to add in any kind of a sweetener, and I'm going to add in this can of sweetened condensed milk, that's also going to bring the temperature down. This was room temperature, but I've been soaking it in my container, my do-all container, in hot water. But that will bring down the temperature too. So real quick, I'm going to add in some more of the warmer milk into here to temper it. I will mix it and add it back into the pot, and then we'll add the sweetened condensed milk, and we'll see where our temperature is. All right, so doing all that, we've got down to 119 degrees. It's only 9 degrees above where we want to be, and that's good enough for me. So what I'm going to do now is bring out my containers, and we can pour this into the containers and then pop them into the oven. All right, so I just have them on a cookie sheet, and I've had these in the oven at 110 degrees. Or 42 degrees centigrade is not very hot, so it's easy to handle all this stuff just with your hands. It's warm, but it's not hot. So what I'm going to do now is pour the milk into each one of these, and each one of these will become its own container of yogurt. And I just use a canning funnel. I mean, these are pretty big containers of yogurt, right? They're all just going to sit in the fridge. And then when I want one, I'll just bring it out. I've got some that are smaller size, some that are bigger. Pint is the largest size I have, but for me, I'll eat half one. My husband will eat a whole one, and we've got fresh fruit coming on and stuff. Because I added fat to it, and this is now a full fat yogurt, it will not spoil very quickly, which is pretty wonderful. I would say this will keep at least a month in the fridge, and frankly, it might even keep longer. God, I hate these things. I never pour without dripping. I really got to figure out a better method. Maybe I'll lift it up and put it over I'll do it like this. What do you think of that? That's better. So anyway, you don't have to worry about headroom or anything. We're not canning these. We're just getting them ready to accept a lid when we're done and put them in the fridge. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these up. And if you were going to add flavoring, you could do it now. I keep mine sweetened but plain, so I can do a number of things with it. And one of these I'm going to make into tzatziki, which is cucumber dip. So we'll do that together. That'll be fine. Cucumber garlic, kind of a summer dip. And then I might make some yogurt cheese and do some other things. But this is just a good plain yogurt base. But if you wanted to, you could put a bunch of fruit in the bottom of this container, top it off with the yogurt, and put it in the oven, or leave some room in the top and then put that fruit on the top. Anyway, I'm going to finish this up, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. All right, so we're all filled up, and I'm going to go ahead and pop these into the oven. It's about 7 o'clock at night. I will probably pull these out. I'll check it. It may be 5 or 6 in the morning. I don't get up that early. I'll roll out of bed, come in here, check it, and decide whether I want to turn the oven on or turn it off or leave it on. But I'm probably going to let it go 12 hours, 10 to 12. So we'll see. Oh my God, that's heavy. Don't fall. All right, into the oven, close it up. And you can see I've got it set for 110, 703. It's on the drawing, like I said. So yeah, we'll come back in however long and check. All right, you guys, so and now it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I actually turned these off last night, or this morning, at around 6 a.m., so that was 11 hours. And then I just let them sit out here, so I was lazy and I just wanted the oven to cool down, blah, blah, blah. So you can see now, right, nicely set, nice yogurt. And yeah, it's wonderful. So I've got all this yogurt now and a whole smattering of different kinds of lids. So I just put these lids on and put it away. So what am I going to do with all this yogurt? Some of it I'll make. That says ketchup. That was a mistake. Don't write on these lids. Some of it I'll put it away, and just most of it, and eat as regular yogurt. I will also make some into yogurt cheese. I'm going to make some into tzatziki, which is a nice dip. And, I don't know. I'll do whatever I feel like. But if you're going to eat it as yogurt, so, this is 16 ounces, right? So that's a lot of yogurt for one person to eat in a sitting, but you could take it out and mix it with fruit. You could put that dried fruit that you've been drying outside on your solar rack in there. Jam or jelly would be great. Maple syrup would be fantastic. What else could you do? Any fruit, obviously. Chocolate bits, yogurt, granola into the yogurt is a hit. You can freeze it and have a homemade froyo. I got some of these lids. The ball ones work great. These knockoffs that look just the same, not so great. They all don't fit. These are also ball lids. I love them. I'll show you my favorite lid right now. Have you ever seen these? They've got a wood top on them. These are ball. I think they're ball. And then this is rubber, so it just fits. And you push it in and it makes a nice airtight seal. I just think that's pretty classy. All right, so anyway, that's how easy it is. Let me know if you have any questions. And so easy to do. You just set it and forget it. So yeah, there you have it. I think I might have some yogurt for breakfast. All right, take it easy, my friends, and I'll talk to you later.